versus Serbia is always a testy affair on the pitch. Last weekend was no exception. All the highlights coming up shortly. Welcome to Inside the APL. Hey folks, I'm Alex Bastiavansky. Tons to get caught up on this week. We start things off today with the Caribbean Stars. The boys have been firing on all cylinders lately with 67 goals in just 9 games, by far the most in the APL. Their offensive muscle has been off the charts, and they continued to dominate against Serbia in Week 8. On paper, this looked like it would be a close matchup. Jarek Whiteman has been moving up this league scoring race in a hurry. He gets things started just a minute in, pumping it home, 1-0. Serbia responding just a minute later, though. The keeper getting caught out of position. Mirko Medic just toying with him. A little cat and mouse, puts it home, and it's tied up at 1. Moments later, Zoran Pesic will make it 2-1 for the Serbs, and as it turned out, that would be the only lead they would have all game. Whiteman firing on all cylinders for the Stars, smokes it home to tie it up at 2 apiece, and then Sager Reed, one of the plays of the week here, as he picks the top corner with the gorgeous shot, and it's 3-2. Another play of the week nominee here, Shaq Agard, slicing and dicing his way through the Serbs, and then he will slide it past Nemanja Radenkovic. 4-2 for the Caribbean Stars. Whiteman playing the role of setup man as well, threads it to Agard here for his second of the game. The little tap home out front there. Stars up 6-2 in the second quarter when Zoran Pesic grabs his second. Stars complained. He kicked it out of the keeper's hand to no avail. Wouldn't matter though. Sager Reed, give this guy an inch, he'll take a mile. Way too much time and space. 7-3 Caribbean at halftime. Second half, no. Whiteman using his smarts here. Banks it off the boards to Keyshawn Walks for the finish. Good arena play. Shaq Agard lays it off for Reed. And may have taken a slight redirection right there. Then Rohan Ricketts, yes, that Rohan Ricketts, former Arsenal, Tottenham, and TFC. Now a Caribbean Star. He lays it off for Whiteman. That made 13-4. Coach Pernell Mason said afterwards, the team is a work in progress, but the talent is undeniable.
I mean, the offense, as you can see, there's a lot of young talents we have upcoming for the future. So these boys are bringing this level to, to a professional level in the next couple of years. So we're trying to produce young talent in Ontario and Canada so we can do the best for Caribbean Stars.
Okay, a highly anticipated matchup between two skillful teams. Portugal, South America. Dylan McAuliffe breaks the ice 7 minutes in as he rips it past Jamie Harrison, and 1-0 for Portugal. The goalies shining in this game. David Camposano robs national team player Michael Thornton with a nice save. Portugal stretching its lead to 2 in the second quarter. Damian Scott off to the side here from a tough angle. And the boys in the nice maroon shirts going up by a deuce. Second half action. Portugal comes close to adding another. Brandon Samoas from point blank range, but what a stop by Harrison. The South American strikes soon after. Thornton will blast it right off teammate Mark Jankovic, and in. They'll take it. Deficit cut to 2-1. Portugal with the chance to put it away here, but Nick Machado in tight blasts it over top of the net, though. Not to be done at the other end. Camposano has to come up with some monster stops to keep his boys in the lead, and there's the big one. Still 2-1. Final seconds now. South America letting it all hang out with the keeper out for the extra attacker, but the ball takes an unfortunate bounce for them right there, and Sean Kudo there to put in the easiest goal of his life. 3-1 Portugal, your final. Great game, tight game, low scoring, which you don't often see in the arena soccer game. Portugal bounces back after a tough loss to Croatia the week previous. They were happy with their performance on the day.
We scored the second goal, we got the momentum back. They scored their next goal, and we just killed them after that. We just kept on going, pressing hard. Number 7, Sean Kuto on our team, he kept on going, kept us in the game, and it was a great game overall. Number 20, Brandon Samoas, kept going. It was hard work, so I'm proud of our team today.
folks, welcome back to Inside the APL. Well, there's been a recurring theme every week with Italy AC. The boys come close, but they just can't seem to pull out the W. They were the APL's lone remaining winless team heading into week 8. In their defense, they've rarely, if ever, been able to field a full squad. Finally, against Ukraine, they did, and they offered a tantalizing glimpse of what they might be able to accomplish down the stretch. Italy wanted this one. They needed this one. And for a while, it looked like they were going to run away with it. They were dominant early on. Yusuf will take the pass here, spin, and hammer it past keeper Dennis Rilski. 1-0 Italia. And then Yusuf will feed Jerome Smith, who catches Rilski leaning the wrong way. 2-0 for the boys in blue. Italy free kick. Nick Mealdrag smashes it. It takes a slight redirection right there out front. 3-0 Italy, and they weren't done yet. Jordan McMillan's playing give and go with Diego Gonzalez. Finally, Gonzalez just puts it home. And 4-0. But then, controversy right at the halftime buzzer. Bogdan Olichkov will shoot it. Listen for it here. Yeah, Adrian Ibanez doesn't even try for it since he thinks the buzzer is already gone. And take another look and listen. Right now, that's when the buzzer goes. So it looks like the Italians had an argument, and argue they did. They were incensed, but it did no good. The goal stood 4-1. Second half, they get it back. UC feeds Andrew Gaio. Italy restoring their 4-goal lead. Ukraine, though, never calls it quits. Vasil Shuk right on the doorstep here. He makes it 5-2, but Italy wasn't about to let this one slip away. Diego Gonzalez slips it past Rilski for a bit of extra insurance. Italy leading 6-2. Ukraine did tighten it up, though. Marian Krenksho roofs it to make it 6-3, and then Bogdan Olichkov will slide through and get them all the way back to within 2, not to be on this day, though. Finally, the Italians have their first win of the season, and for Mike DeLuca, it felt pretty good.
Finally, we get our first win. We've just been unlucky. I mean, it's been 8 games where I think that we should have got a few results out of the 8 games. We have the players to do what it takes. We just got to get it together.
Well, Croatia versus Serbia, it definitely has a certain ring to it. On the pitch, the rivals have had some pretty epic encounters over the years, both internationally as well as in the GTA, as local clubs have slugged it out, in some cases literally, for supremacy. The APL has been no different, as the two clubs renewed the rivalry on the turf last weekend. The physicality evident right from the start here. Milko Medic will get tripped up, and Sandro Rajkovic takes the ball, turns it upfield, and he'll end up knocking it home with the header for the game's opening score. And Medic not happy about the non-call, and he definitely lets the official know. Then it's Rajkovic hitting again, as the teams will play a bit of pinball here before number 10 slots it home, and it's 2-0 Croats. Tempers starting to flare. Luis Roca tangles with Radenko Kamberovic. Luis doesn't like the call. Radenko doesn't like the foul, and he comes back with a little push. Jamar Allison coming to his teammates' defense, and it was getting testy out there. Thankfully, cooler heads did prevail. Serbia gets its first, and it's one of the plays of the week. Milos Sampanovic. Look at the moves. Unstoppable, gorgeous, and the deficit cut to 2-1. Before the break, though, the Croats hit back. Matthew Rios with a nice backheel pass to Sven Narapovic. The Reds on top, 3-1. Second half now. The Croats add to it. Rios will smack home the second effort to make it 4-1, and then more physicality as Roka gets smoked from behind by one of the Serbs. Nothing more came of it, though, thankfully. Serbia starting to claw back. Radenko Kamberovic puts it into the empty cage right there. And then soon after, Kamberovic showing off the soft touch as he floats it over Faris Efendic for the nice score. And it's 4-3. Croatia just too much on this day, though. Nice passing here. Tic-tac-toe. Roca to Rios for the finish. 5-3 at that point. And then a national team member, Sean Brown, picking the short side, finding it, and the Croats fully in control, up 6-3. Frustrating day for the Serbs, They do get one back late, however. Dusan Kovacevic knocks in the rebound before the final buzzer. So 6-4 your final. At the end of the game, though, handshakes and hugs all around, which is always great to see despite the intensity of the Croatia-Serbia rivalry. Folks, welcome back to Inside the APL. Well, with the Italians starting to pick up wins, it was time for the Ukrainians to get things going again. They had just one win on the season, and that was all the way back on January 7th, and they were in danger of falling into last place in the standings as they hit the turf against Portugal last weekend. A definite mismatch on paper here as the Portuguese are far above them in the standings, but Ukraine looked good. They got the ball rolling just 2 minutes in. Taras Maximovic blasts it home, and it's 1-0. Keeper Ihor Vitev, huge game for Ukraine, in goal and out. As look at the beautiful solo effort here, and he nearly makes it 2-0. Denied though. Bogdan Olichkov will accomplish that soon after though from a tough angle here. He will slide it past the keeper, and yeah, he was some kind of pump. The boys in yellow showing well on offense. Before the break though, Portugal getting one back. Matthew Santos with the shot. It takes a slight redirection and in it goes. 2-1 at the break. Second half now, one of the goals of the week here. Matthew Santos to Stavros Bedunias. Nice pass, great finish. All tied up at 2 apiece. Vitev starts to really shine in goal then though. Nice stop coming up right here on Andy Garcia to keep it tied. And then Damian Scott with a golden chance to notch one off the post though, and you can see his frustration there. Rios does give them the lead as he absolutely tattoos this one. And it looks like Ukraine might be out of luck again. But late, Basil Schul plays the hero for the boys in yellow. Wicked shot. Gorgeous stuff, and Ukraine at least manages to notch a single point with the 3-3 tie. Good result against a powerful Portugal team. Dennis Rilski felt the squad was well prepared this week, hence the result.
We were prepared for this game because that's what happened when the team has good potential. Some moments we missed goals when we were 1 man short, so that's the aspect we have to work on. And in the end of the game, the last goal we scored, I think that's what's supposed to make our players happy.
Okay, Italy looking to make it 2 wins in a row, but they were taking on the red-hot Caribbean Stars. This one shocked a few people. Early on, Claudio Sereno steals and pounds it past Aaron Peters. 1-0 Italia. 3 minutes later, Diego Gonzalez with the gentle touch here that slides by Peters, and they were up by a deuce. But new APL scoring leader Jarek Whiteman was a force in this game. Lays it off for his teammates, and it was 2-1. And then it was the keeper Peters, smart play, using the boards to feed Whiteman. All tied up at 2 apiece. Mike DeLuca knows the arena game as well, though, and he will use the glass to feed Yusuf for the score, and it's 3-2 Italy back on top. Claudio Sereno gets denied the first time here, gives it a second go, and boom. In she goes, 4-2 Italy. Before the break, Jerome Smith will feed Jonathan Osorio, and yeah, 5-2 Italy at the half. In the second, though, the Stars hit back. Whiteman jumps all over the juicy rebound here, and he will cut the deficit to 2. And then Nick Miodrag gets the 3-goal advantage back, though, as he just rips it past new keeper Sebastian Zabalos. 6-3 Italia. Osorio, way too much time and space here. He just picks his spot. 7-3 Italy. Looking good at this point, but you knew that vaunted Caribbean offense wouldn't stay quiet for much longer. Whiteman makes it 7-4. And then Shaq Agard, watch the quick feet here as he turns and makes it 7-5. And then Whiteman hits again with the sweet little flick here, and that guaranteed it would be an exciting finish with the score 7-6. Veteran keeper Adrian Ibanez shuts the door the rest of the way, however. Robs Whiteman from in tight right there with a nice stop. And then in the dying seconds, literally just before the buzzer goes, Adrian has to come up with a few stops off the mad scramble. Stars just can't seem to find the back of the net. And it's a big win for Italy. After getting nothing over the first 8 weeks, they've now won 2 straight. Adrian Ibanez stopped by and said they had to be on their toes with the young, quick Caribbean squad.
We just put a lot of heart in the back. They were coming at us. They're a lot of younger teams, so we had to sit back and basically defend and mark our players in the back. And it was all hard, really, at the end of the game. We're starting to gel a little more, adjusting positions. Some guys were playing forward, now we're playing in the back. And we're more guys in the change room. And again, we just come to play for each other.
Folks, welcome back to Inside the APL. And the buzz just continues to grow. You may have heard Dwayne DeRosario, Canada's all-time leading scorer in the men's 11v11 game, will be suiting up for our national arena team for the very first time this March when Canada takes to the floor against Brazil. The decision was announced a couple of weeks ago. Here's more.
I'm gonna try goal here. He does. Oh! Holy smokes! Dwayne DeRosario with a lightning bolt.
For 18 years as a professional, Dwayne DeRosario set the standard for Canadian men's soccer. He was the face of our nation on the pitch. In the process, he became the all-time leading scorer for Canada and the 6th leading scorer all-time in Major League Soccer. After retiring in 2015, it appeared as though his playing days had come to a close. Until now. As announced last week, Dero is back. DeRosario will lead our national men's arena team in a friendly against Brazil March 15th at the Hershey Center. It's an exciting time for players, management, and fans of the arena game in this country.
Exciting times ahead of us with Dwayne DeRosario coming back. You know, the legend, the Canadian legend, all-time leading goal scorer. So for him to be part of the Canadian Arena Soccer Association and play this game, all the players are excited. You know, the fans are excited. You can see the buzz already going on. So I'm excited to see him back on the field. You know, we played on the same team when we were younger, and I know he's quality, and he's just a quality human being, and he wants to see the game grow. He wants to see soccer grow in this country. And
this is, to be honest, just getting an itch. You know, just want to have the opportunity to play again, and I like what the arena game has presented to myself, and I've been to Canland and watching it.
Dero he's a legend. Everyone knows him. He's the face of Canadian soccer, so bringing him in, you know, I think it's just going to help our team, him being a leader, and great things are to come.
That's pretty big, to be honest, like to have him on the squad and everything, try to get people out there, you know. He's a big time player, he played for TFC, he's Canadian also, so it's going to be good. On March 15th, it's going to come out pretty big, to be honest.
I gave Phil a call and said, Phil, you know what? He actually called me and said, you know, how do you think about playing in the game? And I said, well, the first one, Mexico, I wasn't really feeling it. I just wanted to see how the game runs, you know, I had some other things going on, and I think this game presents itself. It's at a good timing, first and foremost for me. And it kind of hit me at a time where I was feeling to get back out there, lace up the boots and play again. So it's just because of the love and the passion of the sport.
It's great for the game. It's great for right across the country. It's very important that it's part of the whole pyramid of play of the YPL, the APL, the professional team that's coming, and the national team, which he's going to represent Canada again and wear that jersey, that number 14, proud, and again, be a leader of what we're trying to do. So we're excited to have him here and looking forward to a sold-out crowd and him scoring that goal and doing some shake and bacon on that field that day.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing D-Row back. The updated scoring leader, Jarek Whiteman, as mentioned, now takes over the lead with 15. A tie for second, Rajkovic and Gonzalez with 12 apiece. Tie for fourth between Matthew Santos and David Guzman with 11. And a tie for sixth between Kamerovic and Luis Roca, 8 goals each thus far. And remember, check out the APL website at aplsoccer.ca. They've really done a great job with this, where you can get all your latest news, stats, scores, game recaps as well there. And also, of course, our team of the week for last week: Faris Efendic, Ranko Kamerovic, Matthew Rios, Jarek Whiteman, of course, he had a huge week, Claudio Soreno, and Matthew Santos, all team of the week. Congratulations, guys. The updated standings: Croatia holding strong on top with a 7-point lead over second place Portugal. Caribbean Stars have 15, they're in third, tied for fourth between Serbia and the South Americans. They've each got 12 points. Italy now takes over 6 over Ukraine, who's now on the bottom with 1 win on the season. And our top place of the week, number 5, Ukrainians with some sweet passing against Italy. Marian Crunchio with the finish. Number 4, Shaq Agard of the Stars, shaking and baking against Serbia. Fantastic solo effort here in the Caribbean win, as he puts it home. Number 3, same game. Don't give Sager Reed an inch. He'll burn you every time. Case in point, Top Shelf, where Dad keeps the peanut butter. Nice goal. Number 2, Portugal, Ukraine. Matthew Santos, the gorgeous feed. Stavros Bedunios, the one-timer. Beautiful finish. And a nice pass, too. And number 1, we've got to go with Milo Sampanovic. Serbs versus Croatia. The moves. And he slices through the red jerseys and finds the back of the net. Utter perfection. And that is our APL play of the week. And we're all out of time for this week, but there's so much exciting arena soccer stuff coming up in Canada, including, as we've mentioned, the debut of Dwayne De Rosario on our men's national team against Brazil in March. To find out more about everything to do with arena soccer in this country, head to castasoccer.ca. Thank you so much for watching, folks. We'll see you next week.